Okay, hello and welcome to the pets, all the pets and nothing but the pets. This is my little gimpy, well, semi-gimpy swashbuckler Rira, who is just turned 12 not too long ago, already halfway to 13. And she's the only one who actually had hot bars available to use. And not sure what that little rustling sound is coming through on my mic, so I apologize for that. Maybe it's only on my headphones, not in the mic, because my headphones are cheap pieces of crap. Anyway, I do indeed have 92 cosmetic pets. You can see them arranged here neatly on hotbars. The only 3 I do not have, there are, as far as I know, 95 available total. The only ones, as far as I know, that I don't have are all from the Monster Manual, and that would be the Wraith, the Rust Monster, and the Hellhound. And let me see where I'm at on those. I'm really not overly close on any of them. Wraith. Yeah, 3,749 more Wraiths. That's not happening anytime soon. 5,473 Hellhounds. Also not happening anytime soon. And 1,143 Rust Monsters, which might happen semi-soon, I don't know. But I'm going to back up here so I've got room to res all these pets and put them through their paces. Got a little trick bar down here, which is currently grayed out because I don't have any pets summoned at the moment. Let's change that and start with my very favorite pet. And the reason Victoria here is my very favorite pet is because she is named after my real life kitty, who is mostly black with some calico on her. And Victoria can lay down. And you know, to save time, when I have similar pets, I'll just have the first one do the tricks and not all of them because, you know, like I said, a lot of pets, this is not going to be short. And she can play dead. Oh, so sad. And she can yowl. Now, real life Victoria has this 90 decibel meow she uses when she wants food, and it doesn't sound, you know, nearly like that. But this Victoria can dance, which my real life Victoria kinda sorta does on her hind legs when I'm holding her food dish above her head. And if I'm eating food she wants, such as a tuna sandwich, she will certainly bat it with her paw. Now this Victoria likes to bat Harry with her paw. Also in the big cats we have the Snow Panther. And the Tawny Lion Cub. Now I'm trying to remember where all these pets come from. The Onyx Panther was the legendary edition of the Menace of the Underdark expansion. The Snow Panther, I think that was the one where if you gave away a certain number of those XP stones, you gave away to 3 different people or something like that. You got one, I think. Don't remember for sure. And of course the Tawny Lion Cub here, Cecil. Don't make fun of me for his name. Yes, he's sort of named after Cecil the lion. I also had a great uncle named Cecil who was a great cat lover. He is from Mysterious Remnants. You get 10,000 Mysterious Remnants and you too can have a lion cub. Sticking with the kitties. There we go. This is Callie, who is named after my other cat, who is honestly a much prettier calico than this one. But, you know, not bad. And flying cats, terribly cool. This cat is a much healthier weight than my Callie, who cannot lose weight no matter how much we make her diet. It's just, she's like some people with slow metabolisms. She looks at a piece of cheese and she fills out by about a pound, I swear. She can pounce, which my Callie is very sedate. She doesn't really do. She can play dead, and this always makes me sad. It makes me sad on all of the pets, but especially all the kitties. Don't play dead. She can pout, which Victoria does, if I don't feed her enough. Callie really doesn't do. She's just kind of very easygoing. She can bathe, which of course all good kitties do. She can dance, which... that actually kind of looks like what Victoria does when I'm holding her dish above her head. Callie really doesn't do that. Callie is a rescued feral, so I'm not sure exactly what all she might have, but she bears a strong resemblance to a Maine Coon. She's very big and very fluffy and bulky, and yeah, not much of a dancer. And of course, she can go to sleep and look cute and cuddly, and it makes you just want to curl up and take a nap with her. Oh, more Tressums. Yes, it is pronounced Dammit, not Dammit, and it's because a friend of mine once had a cat that he wasn't going to get a cat at all, and he kept admiring mine, and finally one day he called me and said, "Guess what I just got?" And he named her Dammit because he said that's what he was always going to call her, as in, "Damn it, get off the fish tank. Damn it, get out of the trash." But, I didn't, spelling it like that, and I can only imagine what they thought when, he took the poor kitty to the vet. Anyway, Callie is also a menace of the Underdark, or was she a Shadowfell? Yeah, the Calico Tressums were from Shadowfell, and the rest of the Tressums come from the Mystery Creature Companion baskets, which I think are still available in the DDO store. You will get a random Tressum, or if you're extremely lucky, you'll get a Pseudo-Dragon, and we'll get to those later on. Stripey, named after one of my favorite kitties. Cinda, kitty I had growing up. Chrissy, another kitty we used to have. A lot of my pets are named after... my cosmetic pets are named after real pets. And Abby, whose name I want to change because I named her after my brother's cat, and he's excommunicated himself from the family, so yeah, gotta change that. And after the kitties, of course, we have doggies. And the real Annie Rose was actually a bulldog. So, but, there aren't bulldogs in the game, so I did what I could do. And this is the Druid's Wolf Pet, Wolf Cub. Druid's Wolf something, Wolf Cub, Wolf Companion. That's from Menace of the Underdark, one of the expansions. Spotted Wolf Pup is for achieving a certain amount of PDK favor. I believe it's 250. And I hate trashing those certificates when you get them, because they're bound to character. You can't do anything else with them. You can't have more than one of them if you try to. Now that I've got one, every time another toon earns one, if I try to, click on it, it says, nope, you can't have another one. I would love it if they were not bound. I see why they're not. They want to make you earn them. But I've got a free-to-play alt who would love to have this. And we have the Winter Wool, which was actually some kind of a swag giveaway that I was lucky enough to get from Samus Garobo. Samus, I hope I'm saying your last name right. And he had a contest and was giving away some of these, and I was lucky enough to win one. And this is the very, very, very first creature companion I ever got. Oh, and I'm going to put him away for a sec, because we didn't go through the wolf tricks. And, if I'm going to do a video with all the pets and all the tricks, I should do all the tricks. What can wolves do? They can scratch. And play dead. With their paws. That's so cute. And that's probably one of the best. I love that the Druid Wolves do that same dance. Oh, Good duck. No, I do not have a pet named Ubu, nor will I. And let's see, back to Toby from the DDO store. Very first pet I ever got. And Toby can talk. Not very loudly. And I've never been able to understand a word he says. Yoink! Kobold can't feel tail! They need to make kobold pets with they made the parrots, which again we'll get to, they're down in here somewhere. The parrots can talk, they need to make kobolds that really talk like the parrots do and not just a couple little things here. Oh, sad kobold. Bit of lag there. I wonder if this is how they get halfway up walls. Maybe use the tail to get up there too. And of course, dancing kobolds are the best kobolds. But they still hate you. Kobolds have lots of tricks. They can fall down. Ark! Not in the face! In the face! And they can sweep. They probably don't do too much of that because they'd be afraid you're going to sneak up and steal their shinies. And they can be very grumpy. Kobolds still hate you! Kobold, remember waterworks! And let's see, they can also, while they're levitating, you can make them fall down, which is kind of a neat combination. Sorry, Toby. And they also come besides green, my favorite color. They also have a blue one. And a red one. And these are all DDO store pets. And then they have rats. And what can rats do? They can eat. And you do not have to drop meat through grates to lead these rats through mazes, which is really a plus because I totally hate that quest. And of course play dead. And they can roar. I really don't get that. I have never seen a rat roar. I sincerely hope I never do. They can beg, which is actually kind of cute. What I think they should do after that one viral video is, you know, have them grab a little slice of pizza and drag around with them. And they can dance because all pets should be able to dance. Let's try that again because I'm, wow, laggy there. I think rats are kind of headbangers. They can attack! Look out, Rira! Look out! Yeah, her name is actually Sharirat. I don't know if you can see that in the party list or not. But I already have a Chartreusea who's pronounced Char, so I couldn't have another Char, so she's Rira. And sleepy, tired, cute rat. Clean, sleepy, tired rat. And sad rat because you didn't drop enough meat down through the grates to lead him through the maze. He'll get over it. That is the black one, and there is a gray one, which looks a lot like the black one, and a purple one. I have never seen a purple rat, and never hope to. As long as we're talking kind of vermin type things. We have spiders. I could have sworn there were 3 spiders, but I'm only finding 2. The Demon Web one here, it was Menace of the Underdark expansion. And the Forest one is from the Monster Manual. If you kill lots and 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 lots of spiders, you can get one of these. And for some reason, after spiders, I didn't really put these, like, the hotbars make it really nice to, like, put them in sort of order, but basically I just grouped them together and didn't really put them in a specific, you know... I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I didn't try to order them once they were already grouped. At long last, the violet gelatinous cube, which... Sorry, Moraga, go back in, because spider tricks. They can lay down. See, I am not actually bothered by creepy crawlies, but, you know, if you have an arachnophobic friend that you're running quests with, and they're bothered by your spider pet, you know, just have it lay down, or play dead. With that little spider scream that I have never heard in real life. They can jump. Now, this is not something you should have it do around your arachnophobic friends. And they can backflip. And do a little chittering sound, and unfortunately they can't dance. Back to the Cube. The Cube, by the way, is an excellent movie and has no gelatinous cubes in it at all, which it probably would be better if it did. And this is the cube I farmed and farmed and farmed and farmed for. This violet cube drops only in Fall of Truth and Caught in the Web. From what I hear, it is an extremely, extremely rare drop. I certainly ran many of them before I ever saw it. So I'm really, 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 really happy to have it. And cubes can bounce. And also play dead. And the yellow one kind of looks like a pat of butter when it does that. Purple butter. Don't know if I want to try that. Cubes can dance. You know, it's a shame that rats can't dance. They should be able to dance. Do they dance in Ratatouille? I don't think I ever saw that. And they can spin. Your cube will spin around like a gelatinous top. Yes, that's exactly what it does. They can jump. And of course, if you need to roll d6, what did I roll here? Oh, can't see it. Let's do that again. Four. Well, on a d6, that's not a terrible roll. So that one is from Raids. Then we have the red one, which is from one of the Otto's boxes. I believe the epic one. It might be the heroic. It might be both. I don't know. It's from an Otto's box. There were a couple ways to get the yellow one. I got mine by signing up 3 friends who pretty much never ever played DDO once I signed them up. But I got a cube, so I didn't care. And you can also, I believe, get one now by liking the DDO Facebook page. Green one and blue one are both, if I remember right, both from the store. And if we're talking green, we might as well have frogs. Yes, I named my frog Kermit. In my defense, it's a long story. My father is Kermit the Frog, and we actually do call him Kermit, and my mother is Miss Piggy, and we sometimes call her Piggy. We have other names for her, but I don't think she'll ever see this, but she might, so we won't get into that. Anyway, Kermit can croak. And he can really croak. And he can do a handstand, which is really quite acrobatic and not something I've ever seen a frog in real life do. Flips, maybe. Some of that stuff on the Discovery Channel when they're like flying around between the trees and stuff like that. And he can dance. Which, you know, average wild frog, probably not. Here's also a pond frog. And a poison dart frog. And macaws. Macaws are freaking awesome. And these tricks might take a while because they say different things. Their first trick is talk like a sailor. I don't always understand them.
Anchors away.
I think he said anchors away.
All Hands on deck.
Yes, on deck.
Gangway. Gangway.
Gangway, gangway!
Anchors away. Love and toucher.
Yay. I have sat here for, hours and gone through all these. They can also talk like a pirate.
Hang from the alarm. Get tell no tales. Hang from the alarm. Blow me down. Blow me down.
It's really addictive. And that makes me sad, so we'll just... Get up, parrot, get up! Okay, you're not... Yeah. Preen and shake, there we go. I don't know, the wings on them are a little bit flat, but really the animations are pretty good.
You're a scurvy-infested blowfish.
I am not a scurvy-infested blowfish.
You're such a blowhole. You're such a blowhole. You're a wee cabin boy quivering before the cotton swap.
I love these. And they can talk like a DM.
Unimaginable power. Yum. I fought in the last war. Parrots still hate you. Remember Waterworks.
It seems so weird to hear that said in a deep, croaky parrot voice. It's supposed Cobalt still hate you. Cobalt, remember Waterworks. Instead of Cobalt still hate you. Cobalt, remember Waterworks. Yeah, this is why I don't do voices. And they can dance, as all good pets should be able to do. I have actually seen real birds do this kind of thing. It's pretty funny. And if I remember right, the parrots were the first pet to have their dance on an infinite loop, so as long as I don't move or tell him to do something else, he will sit there and dance forever. And they really should, once they solve lag and all the other issues and have time to do it, they should really go back and change all the pet dances to be on this endless loop. And he can make a loop-de-loop. Or two. And let's see, there's also that's the green macaw. Military macaw, I believe. Also a scarlet macaw. And a blue and gold macaw. I was kind of hoping for a hyacinth macaw, but the blue and gold is nice. And a cockatoo, which was actually about 100 points more than the others. I think the cockatoo was $4.95, the others were $3.95. I have spent an insane amount of TP on pets. Other people buy useful things, I buy pets. And these are all DDO store items. And then there is the Toko Toucan, which is named, I was actually in a local production of Rocky Horror this past Halloween, and it's a long story. It wasn't supposed to happen that way, but the guy who played Dr. Scott never showed up after like the second rehearsal, and I just started reading his lines because I could do a German accent, and ended up playing him in the play, so that's where Dr. Everett Scott here got his name. He is a very rare role on the Daily Dice, and he's also available in the DDO store for like 295 TP, and I'm not sure he's supposed to be, but I'm not complaining. I've never seen a toucan in DDO, but it's a pet, so it does the very sad play dead trick. And like the parrot, he can preen and shake. And make little squeaky sounds. His tricks are really quite similar to the parrots, except that he doesn't have talking tricks, which, I don't know, they already gave them to the parrots. And I believe toucans can talk a bit, certainly not to the extent that parrots can, but of course the parrots were all priority, so maybe they just wanted to keep that with them. And they can also do the loop-de-loop. That again would be really cool on an endless loop. And there is only one toucan, he doesn't come in different color varieties. And bats. Might as well just keep with the birds here. Let's see. Morris, I think, was a DDO store bat. I think that's where you get the poison and the fire bats. And that's a little underwhelming, Morris, but hey. The play dead is nice, though. And the dance. Sadly not on an endless loop. And that just looks painful. Poor Morris. Tired of flying. That must be terrible if you're a creature that, you know, flies. That is not how bats sleep. He should hang in the air and fold his wings around him. But okay. And kind of a mini version of the loop-de-loop. Fire bat also available in the DDO store. And the fruit bat, which is available for killing lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of bats. Really lots of bats. Oh, where am I? Now we have lots and lots of water lilies. And for some reason they res right on top of you. One of the reasons I did it up here on the ship where I have room. And water lilies can strike a dramatic pose. And dramatically play dead. They're very dramatic, these water lilies. They do a very graceful dance. I'm sitting here trying not to push F to talk. I'm really having a hard time not staying in that habit for streaming. And they can attack. Look out, Rira! I think the icy breath would have been more appropriate than their little watery arms flailing away. And they can dive. And they can cry. Again, you know, they are very dramatic. And Luna is the tropical water lily. Also a lake water lily. And I wish they would not spawn right on top of me. And a seawater lily. Those are all from the store, and then for killing many, many, many water lilies, you get the tainted water lily, who is bright red and really, really cool looking. And sticking with the elementals, I guess I did sort of kind of group these. There's a golden earth lily, which is a store item. And he can convert himself into a rock pile. Took him long enough. Aww. And he can dance. If you've ever seen a bard put up a dancing ball or a wizard cast autos irresistible, this is pretty much what they look like. Thankfully, I did not actually get earth grabbed when he did that. It would kind of be cool if he did. It would also kind of suck. Always nice when they do that when you're trying to fight them. temper, temper, temper. Have not seen an Earth Ellie in-game just freeze in place like that, but if that's what he likes to do, I'm not going to stop him. And then the Stone Earth Ellie, also from the store, I think. And I believe the Obsidian one here is the one from the Monster Manual for killing bajillions and bajillions of Earth Ellies. And I'm not sure who came up with the colors for the Fire Ellies. Pink? Really? I mean, it's really pretty. It goes well with my other bard's lavender hair. But I've never seen fire this color. Even back when I was little and we had a fireplace and my parents used to get that powder that you threw on the logs that turned the flames all different colors, I never saw anything close to pink. They can also attack, and they actually breathe a little fire at the start of their attack, so that's cool. I like the sizzling sound. And I have no idea why a Fire Ellie would cringe, but they do. Another graceful Ellie dance. These are actually pretty similar to the water Ellies. And they actually have two dances. They can just do that dance. They can also groove because they're really, really cool. Or maybe they're just, wait for it, groovy. Yeah, I went there and I probably shouldn't have. And they can spin, which I'm guessing leaves them somewhat dizzy, but not too dizzy to take a bow. The pink one's from the store. Orange one is also from the store. Yes, Magenta and Columbia. If you're a Rocky Horror fan, you'll know that reference. And the blue one is the Monster Manual one for killing lots of Fire Ellies. And since we're pretty much through the elementals, well, not quite, we're almost through the elementals, we might as well do the mephits. I ran some Sorrow Dusk earlier tonight. I am about damn sick of mephits, but the pets are cool. Mephits can attack. I wish we had acid mephits in-game. I'd never seen one, but green is my favorite color, so I think we should have them. Now he's excited. Oh, Icosifi mephit. Cover your ears! He's shrieking. Your mephit will let loose with its patented growling mephit shriek. Okay, if that's what you call it. Your mephit will get down while staying up in the air. Now, it does take talent. And landing. See, that is the acid mephit. And the ice mephit. And the lightning mephit. All store items. Okay, just needed a cough drop there, getting kind of a sticky allergy throat. And after the mephits, yes we did lightly have the Air Elemental. This one was a promo. A bunch of them were given away, I think. No, this is the Monster Manual one. Excuse me. And now I'm trying to talk around a cough drop. Yes, his name is O2 for oxygen because he's an air Ellie. Yeah, that is the, I think the regular air Ellie is the Monster Manual one. There is the Dusty one. This was a giveaway. And here she, Lyra, she does indeed look dusty. I have a whole bunch of screenshots of this one because in different lights she appears to take on all different colors. I have her looking in red and green and black and blue and orange and purple and white and gray, depending on what light she's in, besides the dusty color. And, you know, variations on those. And the invisible mini stalker, who wears a pirate hat. So he looks like when you kill those pirates in 3BC and their hats keep floating in the air for a while afterwards. That's what he looks like. And this way I always know where he is because I can just look for his hat. And that was also a giveaway. These were given away by the ton. Cordovan basically was like flying around Marketplace and dropping them on the ground everywhere. And a while back we had the Mimic event, and if you got the right combination of cards you could turn them in for Mimic pets. You nearly always got a mundane mini Mimic, but oh, let's put the Mimics away for a sec. We didn't do tricks! And I did say this was all the pets, all the tricks. So that is the air Ellie attack, which looks an awful lot like the other Ellie attacks. And like the fire Ellie, he can cringe. And groove. And spin. Which is a slightly different animation, but still has bow at the end. Okay, on to the Mimics. So the Mimic event, I'm trying to remember how that worked. I remember running that one quest in Sharn Syndicate over and over and over, the one where you open all the vaults, or, well, it's an optional to not open the vaults, but there was something about opening chests that dropped something and you could get cards, and if you turned in the right combination of cards, you got a Mimic pet, and you nearly always got the mundane mini Mimic, but once in a great while, if you were lucky, you got the Malachite one. And green is my favorite color, so I ran the crap out of that quest while the event was going on. And I think it was the very last night I actually did get my Malachite mini Mimic. And I was very happy. And he can attack with both tongue and arms. I think, well, his tongue may be his arms or vice versa. I haven't figured that out. He can look around to see what he's attacking. And he can play dead. It's only fool's gold, though. And yuck. But, you know, after he does that, he cleans himself up. He's a good little Mimic. And that's very tiring, so then he takes a nap. And they sleep with their arm tongues. That's what those are. They're arm tongues, I think. And another pet with an endless loop dance, which is what all pet dances should be. I've heard a lot of people are annoyed by the noises they make. I personally think they're really kind of cool. Maybe he just has a tongue and an arm. That's kind of bugged me now. And he gets dizzy from dancing and falls over. So that was the rare drop. And the mundane one was what you usually got when you turned in your cards. And in alphabetical order with the others. I did sort of order these. There was a mahogany one. These were all available through the store. Majestic, which looks a lot like an epic chest, maybe a little more purple. The epic chests are a little more pink. Mary, which looks like a pretty standard chest. And Midnight. So yay for mimics and their arm tongues and crazy noises. On to the gargoyles. And I believe these are all DDO store pets. And they're really quite cool looking. Now, all of mine came from a DDO store, but I believe there was something going on a couple of servers. I've got a granite gargoyle because there was something going on like a couple of years ago where people were coming up missing pets, and I was fine on this server, but I had like 3 other servers where my pets went missing. And I filled out a ticket, and it took quite a while for this to get resolved. It was an ongoing thing for a while, but most DMs, once they resolved it for you, would send you a granite gargoyle to make up for missing your pets for so long. And they can screech and of course play dead rather dramatically. And be a statue, just lurking there till the unsuspecting adventurer walks by. Yeah, gargoyles in game that you actually have to fight after Sorrow Dusk are another thing I'm a little bit tired of. I'm not sure I've ever seen an in-game gargoyle hop, or any gargoyle for that matter. I guess they fall down if they hop, so they generally don't do a lot of it. I don't know. And the dancing. And I was just sitting on my foot and it fell asleep, and it's really kind of painful right now. It's also a shadow gargoyle with a very nifty little sinister aura that makes him a very good companion for my Pale Master. My Pale Master, by the way, who achieved exactly 666 points as he stands the other night. So I do not want to mess with his gear or anything, because a Pale Master with 666 points pretty much wins DDO. I have to remember not to give him GH and not to rage him, because then he doesn't have 666 anymore. And the Magma Gargoyle. These I'm not sure we have in game. I don't recall seeing them anywhere. Okay, on to the Wraiths. Forest Wraith. And the Wraith, the Monster Manual Wraith is Violet, and one of the very few pets I do not have. But I have this handy dandy Forest Wraith from the store, who is my favorite color. And she attacks. And she plays dead, so she just kind of crumbles into dust because she already is dead, because she's a Wraith. And then she arises when I tell her to. She cowers in fear that I'm going to tell her to die again. And she can groove. That's actually kind of disturbing. And she can dance. Also disturbing. Well, Dance of the Dead, music of the, maybe there's a bard around playing music of the dead, I don't know. Hey, I'm a bard. And she can yell, which, I'm glad. I'd hate to run into a Wraith in real life, period, but especially one who yelled at me. That would kind of be freaky. Also a Gray Wraith, another store item. And until I farm a lot more Wraiths, that is it for them. Scorpions! Store item Scorpion, which can attack. The play dead ones really do make me sad. Every good scorpion should sting. Burrow, which of course they do when you're trying to hit them, and you get them down to like 3 hit points and you only need 1 hit to finish them off. They go underground, and then they come up behind you and sting you. And they can kind of do the worm. If you have, I don't know if autos works on eyeballs or not. Some of the quests that have eyeballs, I think some of the Harbinger of Madness quests. If you have an Shard of Zoriat and a Cormor's Belt, and you use the shard and it summons an eyeball, and you use the Cormor's Belt and it happens to make the eyeball dance, the eyeballs do the worm. It's really quite amusing. I think I've got video of that somewhere, but it's from ages ago. And they do a tail stand. Most of these things real scorpions, well, you know, aside from the dancing, real scorpions actually do. But the tail stand, not so much. So that was, that's the store pet. The Fiendish Scorpion is what you get if you buy the starter pack. I think it's got Catacombs, it's got the permanent level 3 gold seal higher, and it comes with some XP potions and stuff like that. And it's been on the marketplace for as little as like $2.50 or $2.99, or like unbelievably cheap. And it also comes with this handy dandy little scorpion pet. And then the jeweled one is another store item, and looks a lot like the ones you see in Manectaran, or Manectaran, or however you say it. And if you want something a little more sturdy than a scorpion, you can get an owlbear. Tawny one, I think, is the one that came with the Shadowfell expansion, depending on which tier you got. Stormhorns is a daily dice drop, and a friend of mine actually got this off the daily dice and wasn't overly interested in keeping him, and said, you can have him for free, but you have to name him Hootie McMausalot. That's why he is named Hootie McMausalot. And the snowy one, shoot, where did the snowy one come from? That was some kind of a giveaway. Oh, I got mine because a friend of mine donated to Cordoban's Movember campaign, a rather significant amount, and actually made 2 donations. Didn't need, you know, the same thing twice, so I got some goodies out of that, including this adorable, adorable snowy owlbear, and we need these in-game. And I forgot to do tricks when I rose the first one, so we'll use Daisy here to do them. Some of these tricks are really, really cute. Shake off is cute. Don't die, owlbear, don't die. Sit, as you might see them sitting around in the Stormhorn, just waiting for unwary adventurers to come up. Stand up and cheer. Bear dances rock. They are so cute. Little wiggly tushies. And they can roll over. I want a real one now. And I'm going to skip that trick. They can sleep, which is also very cute. Because sleepy pets. Sleepy pets are awesome. They're cuddly. And this may be my favorite pet trick ever. They can try to fly because they're owlbears. They're half owl. I just freaking love that trick. And while we're on bears, we have the brown bear. Thinking this was Didio's store. And he does some, they have different tricks than the owlbears. Sniff. And the very sad play dead trick. We won't make him do that for long. It's a very uncomfortable looking position. So they're sort of similar to the owlbears. The dance is definitely similar, you know. Get that little bear butt shaking. Yeah, I just did hear the pun when I said bear butt. The bare butt of the bear. They can also roll over. They can roar. And they can sleep, but since they're just bears and not owlbears, they can't try to fly. Well, I suppose they could. Anybody could try to fly, but it would make more sense if you actually had wings, or at least the word owl in your name. And then there was the polar bear, which you can get during what the heck is that called? Rizia Ice? No. Not Festival, not Rizia. The winter thing that goes on Evening Star where you collect the motes. 10,000 motes and you can have yourself a polar bear. And then, I'm not sure these are still available. Didio's store at one point also had panda bears. Not in the store, in the game anywhere, but freaking adorable. Renders! Renders have senses of humor. And they die rather dramatically. I'd like to actually see an in-game render do that tail whip. And maybe like trip you up. Your render will spook the bravest of souls with a spot-on impersonation of his old uncle. That makes me laugh. I don't know why. It's not as good as Try to Fly, but it's one of my more favorite tricks. And that is when your render is just not very coordinated, I guess. One of the best dances in the game. Shoot, I can't put up a dancey ball in a public area. And little CP render. Isn't he cute? There's a flame render, which is what this one is. And a frost render. And a flesh render. All from the Didio store. Golems! Nice little bronze golem. My rogue likes to tote one of these around because she's a mechanic. Gives her something to tinker. I almost... oh man. I almost said tinkle on, which... that would not be good. That would probably rust the joints or something. I was trying to say tinker on, not tinkle on. Please do not tinkle on your golems. They will rust. Definitely not good for them. It's getting really late. It's like 2:15 a.m. here. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. They slip and fall. A little sound effect there. If you've ever tripped one of these in game, you've seen them do that. Very pathetic looking play dead. They throw tantrums when they don't want to do any more tricks, as you can see from the description over here. Oh, kind of the Tarzan yell thing going there. Fortunately, we are in a public area, and Rira cannot get stunned. And they can float in space, kind of like the kobolds do. And then they can go right from that into slip and fall. Or is it play dead that looks really good with? Nope. I thought that would work. Oh well. There are bronze columns. There are iron golems. And there are shiny steel golems, the favorite of my Bladeforged Pally, possibly the only thing in game that is as shiny as she is. And she is really shiny. Yeah, what I should do next is the parade of tunes. I added up all my tunes. I am nerdy enough to have a spreadsheet for this kind of thing, but I don't normally like go through and see how many of what I have. Between free-to-play and VIP accounts across all servers, I now have a total of 60 tunes. One of them is actually stuck on the Heart of Wind because I ate an XP gem when I was on there, and it won't let him off now. But that's okay, because he's on a server where I really don't play. I only rolled him up because I did not have a male half-elf at the time, and I wanted a tune that could do the Carlton dance, which the male half-elves do, so he pretty much just lives on the Heart of Wind dancing and doing the Carlton. And Rust Monsters, which my Warforged, well, she's actually now a Bladeforged. She's on her second life, but she carries one of these around with her all the time to remind her of all the times when she was brand new and I was trying to run Red Fang with her, and the rare Rust Monster kept showing up and stunning her and killing her, and it took her, like, I forget how many times to finally get through that quest. It was sad. They can whip their little antennas. And play dead. And of course dance. This is another one of the pets that I am still missing from the monster manual. There is one besides this and the other, the pink-gray one. And I'm still waiting to kill enough Rust Monsters to get it. And now my poor Rust Monster is going to attempt to communicate with me if I would just listen. I'm listening. I didn't hear anything. Except some hissing, which I really don't understand, because I don't speak Rusty. Got neat spin moves, and they can jump, which looks, you know, looks like they're going to have to get the icy hot out after they do a few too many of those. And sleep, which is making me, oh, what a yawn. And there's the regular ordinary Rust Monster, and then the pink and gray Rust Monster, which is mostly gray and not very pink at all. Ah, Beholderlings! And both those come from the store, by the way. And let's see, the Beholders, Argus here. I think the regular Beholderling was a store item. Argus of the Thousand Eyes. If you follow mythology, you know where he got his name. He can bite. Now, you've got eye stalks that can disintegrate. Why would you waste your time biting? But, you know, whatever. Splat. I love the tongue hanging out. After you splat, you should preen and clean yourself with your oddly and disturbingly long tongue. And when I say you, I'm really meaning Argus here. I'm not suggesting you actually clean yourself. I don't know what, you know, the length of your... Let's not just not go there. Oh man. I'm not sure what beholders would yell about, except to say, I am a beholder and I am awesome and I'm going to disintegrate you with my green ray. It would have been really cool if they actually had some like colored rays emanating from the eye stalks on the attack animation. And no, the Reaver dance is one of the best to render a Reaver, same difference. The best dance in the game has to be the beholder. I mean, the tongue is hanging out. It's just awesome. And really strangely graceful, considering it's, you know, a beholder. You know, he keeps beat with his little arms. He seems to have an awful lot of arms. What else can he do? He can stare. Okay, that was really unnerving. I mean, he's not a Medusa. Medusa pets. We need Medusa pets. And Ickle CP Beholder. Oh, stop yawning. I'm getting... Oh, excuse me. I'm getting so tired. And then these pets go to sleep and they're so cute and cuddly and I just want to curl up and go to sleep too. Probably not curl up with a Beholder. And Aera is actually named after an NPC in Evening Star. She's only there during the Winter Games. She's called Aera Brightleaf, and my little halfling is Acanthia Brightleaf. So I figure, you know, they're related somehow, even though Aera is an elf and Acanthia is a halfling. Who knows, you know, which of their ancestors got down and dirty with which of their other ancestors. And since this is the Frost Beholder and Aera is only there in the winter, hence the name. And again, DDO store item. I'm pretty sure it's the Chaos Beholder that is the Monster Manual one. Actually, I can check that out real quick here. Monster Manual. Beholder. Chaos Beholderling Creature Companion. Yep. So this was from killing lots and lots and lots and lots of beholders. And damn right I named him Cuddles. One of the newer pets to the store. These are cool. The Iron Defenders. So now even my non-arty tunes, which is nearly all of my tunes, can have an Iron Defender. And the name is pronounced K9PO. I basically gave them all Star Wars names. You'll see that with the other two in a sec. But you can't put a number in a pet name, so I couldn't put like the number 9. I had to spell it out, and it just looks a little weird. Kind of looks like his name is Kininipo or something. But anyway, Iron Defenders can sit. And they can... He doesn't have a tail, as far as I can see, but he can wag it anyway. And he can get tired and go to sleep. And be about as cuddly as a hunk of cold metal and rivets can be. Fortunately, I am a bard, and I have foam, so when he breathes oil, I don't have to worry about slipping in it. Because all dogs should be able to bark. Unless they're, Basenjis, is that breed of dog that does not bark? The incredible barkless dogs? So, like, if you have any scrap metal around, you can, like, throw it on the ground and he will eat it. And of course, as far as I know, the real Iron Defenders in-game do not dance, and that's really, really a shame. For one thing, as a bard, it makes me very sad that anything would not want to dance. And for another thing, come on, how cool would it be to throw up in autos and see, you know, be running something like Wand 4 and see all the Iron Defenders start doing that. That is the Golden Iron Defender Companion. There's also a Cannith one that's kind of a silvery color with that Cannith blue trim. Star Wars name again, BB-8 by Homework. I thought it was clever. You don't have to think it's clever, it's my puppy. And also a nice shiny silver one, R2 Dog 2. I've got 92 pets, you know, so don't be hating on the names. These were the, I believe these were the last 3 I got, and it was actually tempting after trying to name so many pets already to name them 90, 91, and 92. And we are playing Dungeons and Dragons. All those Iron Defenders, by the way, are in the DDO store. The tan-striped pseudo-dragon, though, named after Custard the Cowardly Dragon, and if you're actually familiar with that, Cookie. This one was the Shadowfell Conspiracy, I believe. I lose track of which ones were with Shadowfell and which ones were with Menace of the Underdark. But no, the tan stripe here came with Shadowfell, the top tier of the expansion. And he can roar, which, you know, is a good thing for a dragon to do. I wish more of the pseudo-dragons and Stormhorns would do this. And that seems more of a scorpion than a dragon thing, but okay. And there's Zorinia just sitting in the middle of Giant Hold, waiting for an adventure to come up and pretend to be silliness. Everybody dance now. Dragons are pretty much, you know, they're dragons, they're good at nearly everything. Dancing is not one of those things. Neither is landing, at least for these. Also an ordinary, just plain pseudo non-striped dragon, which I think is the super rare one you can get out of the Creature Companion mystery baskets. Or it may be... One of them is a very rare daily dice thing, and the other one is out of the mystery baskets, and I can't remember which is which. He is named Osbert, and super duper cookies. Panera Bread monster cookies to you, if you know where I got the name Osbert without me telling you, which I am about to do. And if you're not familiar with Panera Bread monster cookies, they're basically like giant oatmeal cookies that have raisins and chocolate chips and cranberry and peanut butter and walnuts and something else. It's like everything but the kitchen sink cookies. They're so overpriced and they're so good, and you eat enough of them and you will surely get diabetes, but it will probably be worth it. And I can say that because my dad is diabetic and he would definitely risk blood sugar problems to eat one of these things. Amazon.com, until I think last year was the last year they did it, they had what was called their Breakthrough Novel Award competition. 5 different categories. I can't remember what they all are, except that one of them is young adult. And I am in a writing group that does National Novel Writing Month every year, and so we meet a lot during November, which, you know, it's the goal, 50,000 words in 1 month. And we also meet during the rest of the year, not as often and not nearly as productive. but my friend Carrie had written for National Novel Writing Month this novel that she had originally titled Seashell, Stork, and Apple Tree. And it was about a girl who had been found in a conch shell, and her sister who had been, a girl who had been brought by a stork, and her sister who had been found in a conch shell, and the sister was slowly turning into a mermaid, and she and her best friend have to get the sister to the ocean in time so she doesn't die. It's a very good book. It won the young adult category of the Amazon.com Breakthrough Novel Award and was one of the top finishers overall. So that was really cool. And there is a worm in there, which is kind of like a pseudo-dragon, named Osbert. So I originally named it Norbert, but then when she came out with it is now called The Mermaid Sister, by the way. Amazon changed the name on her. I actually like Seashell, Stork, and Apple Tree better, but whatever. It works. It's selling very well. And every so often they put the Kindle version on sale super cheap. Maybe not so much anymore now that it's... I can't talk. Like I said, it's now like 2:30 a.m. and I'm getting really tired and yawny. But definitely, if you're into fantasy, check it out. It's an excellent, excellent book. I totally cried. And I'm also very proud to say that I have one of the very, very first drafts stored on my Kindle that she sent around for everybody to critique. So I'd like to think in some small way that I had something to do with the success, even though I really, really didn't, because she's basically an awesome writer who would have, sold that story easily, with or without me. My name is listed in the credits in the back, though, which is really, really cool. Anyway, now that Osbert here has done all his tricks, or actually no, the one before him did. Anyway, there's also the Black-Striped Pseudo-Dragon. And I'm sure plenty of people will know where he got his name. And last but not least, it looks a lot like Horoth. I gave it a different name. But finally, pit fiends. And they can roar. And they can look around. And laugh, which sounds a lot like roaring, but, that's pit fiend talk, I guess. That's never fun. And they can juggle. And this is very wisely on an infinite loop. He will sit there until I interrupt him. Well, she will sit there and juggle forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Unless I either tell her to do another trick, or I move enough that she's got to follow me and interrupts herself. And of course, you will probably never see Horoth do this. But it would be really cool if you were like looting the end chest in Todd, and you looted some kind of an item that resurrects Ghost Horoth and makes him dance. That would be better than a +5 tome. Maybe not better, as good. Yeah, that's what Harry does. Phase 5 of Shroud, when he's up there and you're killing all his henchmen, and he's waiting to come down. Regular Shroud, not Legendary. Why Legendary Shroud does not have Harry as the end boss, I do not know. Beating up a book, seriously? It's a great raid. I love it. But I really wanted more Harry. I wanted him to be the end boss. That does look cool as hell, though. And seeing that, though, it does really make you wish they had put the rays emanating from the Beholder pets, because clearly they do have the technology to do that kind of thing. And play dead. Which, he just gets banished back to Shavrath if he's Harry. I don't know. I assume Horoth would do the same thing since he's also from Shavrath. And these we don't actually have in game as of yet, but they look really cool. And they juggle different colors. The other ones juggle balls of fire. This one juggles balls of blue fire? Electric? I don't know. Last but not least, you too can have your little bitty hairy companion, who can also juggle. We have needed these in DDO for ages, and we finally have them. And look, he actually looks pretty good with Rira's red hair. She usually runs around with a parrot because, you know, she's a swashbuckler and that's kind of piratey. But sometimes she uses the red cube or the fire bat, or, you know, some kind of red type pet. And little bitty Harry actually looks really nice with her. So she might have to, yeah, I think she'll keep him out a while. There you have it. All of the pets, all of the tricks, which I guess is a little bit misleading considering there are still 3 pets I don't have. And I don't have an Artie on this. Oh yes I do, I have my little Nomophyser. Oh, I nearly forgot her. Don't tell her, she'll be insulted. But you know, there's also the pets like the Druid Wolf pet. And when I say wolf pet, I don't mean the cosmetic one, but the one that you can actually summon that will help you fight. And the Artie dogs, and of course things like the Necklace of Mystic Eidolons and the little Summoned Shadow, which I have named Alphonse. And he really is quite handy. So hopefully, eventually, at some point, I will make an addendum to this video that will include the Monster Manual of Wraith, Rusty, and Hellhound. In the meantime, hope you like this, and me and all my pets are going for the night and going to get some much needed sleep. Thank you for watching.